Yo, what's going on, guys? CultofMush back at it with top 5 best PC hardware deals of the week. In this edition, we will be covering the States and Canada. A lot of you guys have been requesting me to cover Canada in this series, so here we go. We're going to start off with the top 5 in the US, and then after that, we're going to go with the top 5 deals in Canada. So let's get right into this with number 5 in the States. Number 5 over on Newegg, you can pick up an ASUS VX228H. This is a 21.5-inch 1080p monitor. It's got a 1 millisecond response time, and it does come refurbished, but unlike something like a video card or a CPU, I don't really mind getting a monitor used or refurbished. It's just a monitor. What's the worst that could have happened? And considering you're getting this at a ridiculously low price of $85, this is an absolutely stellar deal. It's a 1080p monitor, and it's 21.5 inch, which I think is a great size for 1080p. And it's got a 1 millisecond response time, so overall this is an excellent monitor, and if you can get past the fact that it is refurbished, which again, I don't think that's big of a deal when you're talking about a monitor, this is an absolutely stellar deal. And as far as output goes, you're looking at 2 HDMI ports and a VGA port, so you don't have a ton of input options, but the fact you get 2 HDMI ports is pretty nice, and the monitor does have built-in speakers, which obviously they're not going to be the greatest speakers in the world, but it's always something I like to have in my monitors. Number 4, also on Newegg, you can pick up the EVGA 500 watt power supply. This is 80 plus bronze certified. The vanilla price is $50, but there's a $10 off promo code and a $20 mail-in rebate. So if you use all of that, you can end up getting this power supply for 20 bucks, which is a great deal for a 500 watt power supply. Now, obviously, I wouldn't get this PSU if you're looking to power something beefier. A buddy of mine actually does have this power supply and powers his GTX 970, but that's kind of living on the edge, and I would not recommend that. But if you're using something like a GTX 960, this EVGA 500 watt power supply is going to do the trick, no problem. Number 3, some RAM. You can pick up the HyperX Savage 16GB kit of RAM. This is 2 8GB sticks running at 1866 memory, and it comes to the market at about $75. But the great thing about this kit of RAM is on Newegg right now, you can pick it up and get a free copy of Rainbow Six Siege. That's a great additional benefit. Rainbow Six Siege is a game that a lot of people have been saying very positive things about. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised with how much people like that game. I haven't been able to play it too much, but I know that's a game a lot of people love, and the community is actually pretty active on PC. So you can pick up this 16GB kit of RAM, get 16 gigs of RAM, and get that game for free. And if you don't want that game, the current selling price for a Rainbow Six Siege code is about $30, so taking $30 off the price of the 16GB kit of RAM, at that point you're getting this RAM for $45, and that's just a ridiculous deal. So whichever way you go, you're getting a great deal out of the HyperX Savage 16GB kit of RAM. Rounding out the top 5 in the States, we got 2 video cards. First, number 2 is the MSI GeForce GTX 950. This is a 2GB video card, and honestly, this isn't a fantastic deal unless you use the mail-in rebate. It's $150, which is still kind of expensive for a GTX 950, but this also comes with a $30 mail-in rebate, which is pretty substantial. And if you buy it, you do get a free copy of Final Fantasy Type 0, which is a pretty decent game. So really, I would only pick up this video card if you're looking to use the mail-in rebate, or you really want Final Fantasy Type 0. Or better yet, both of those. If you're going to use the mail-in rebate and you want the game, then this becomes a really freaking good deal. The GTX 950 is a video card that I've tested a lot on my channel. It's a pretty good video card. With games like Grand Theft Auto 5, you can play games like that at high settings and still get 50 to 60 frames per second. I played Fallout 4 and got really good performance, Metal Gear Solid 5, so it's a pretty good budget and video card. Finally, rounding out the list in the States, the EVGA GeForce GTX 750 Ti. This is a 2GB video card, $110, and there's a $10 mail-in rebate, knocking it down to $100. For $100, the GTX 750 Ti is a very good video card. This video card in most cases actually outperforms the current gen consoles in games like Fallout 4, Witcher 3. All the higher end games, the GTX 750 Ti still does a pretty good job in. Obviously not maxing those games out, but if you want to play them at like medium settings and get 30 to 35 frames per second, it does a pretty good job. And obviously if you're playing games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, World of Warcraft, League of Legends, the 750 Ti is going to do a great job in those games. Alright, now moving on to the top 5 PC hardware deals in Canada. For number 5 on Amazon, you can pick up the Crucial MX200 250GB solid state drive for $100. This is a really good deal. The 500GB model is also available for $200, but I think most of you guys would rather prefer the 250GB. It ends up actually being the same price, dollar per gigabyte. And 250 gigabytes, in my opinion, for a SSD is the optimal amount to keep your SSD and also keep your key applications on there. 120 gigabytes, in my opinion, just gets a bit too limiting, especially if you do video editing and you want to put a lot of programs on the SSD, and you do want to keep some of your games on there as well, games like Skyrim that sometimes have long loading times. A 250 gigabyte drive will let you keep your OS on there, a couple games, a couple applications, and you'll always have extra room to work with, so that's very nice, and for $100, this is a really good deal. Number 4 on Newegg Canada, you can pick up the CM Storm Devastator. This is a keyboard and mouse combination that I've recommended a lot. It's a very budget-oriented bundle costing only $33, and there's a $5 mail-in rebate on Newegg, taking this bundle down to $28, which is a very good deal. If you shop over on Amazon and try to pick this up in Canada, you're looking at about $40, which is kind of expensive. I should mention that you'll be getting the best deal on this keyboard and mouse bundle if you have Newegg Premier. Otherwise, you'll have to spend $9 on shipping, which is kind of lame. So if you do have Newegg Premier, this is a great deal, just an entry-level keyboard and mouse. Obviously, it's nothing amazing, but it'll get the job done. And if you just want to use something temporary until you get more money to, say, pick up a Black Widow or something more extreme, then yeah, this is pretty good. Number 3, the Roswell AARC 450. This is a 450 watt power supply. It's 80 plus bronze certified. Typically goes for around $80. The price has been knocked off by $10 to $70, and there's a $10 off promo code that'll knock the power supply's price down to $60. Just like with the keyboard and mouse bundle, if you have Newegg Premier, you're gonna get the best deal on this, because otherwise you'll have to spend $10 on shipping, and once again, that's pretty lame. 450 watts is obviously not enough to power the higher end video cards of the world, but if you got something lower end like a GTX 750 Ti or a GTX 950, this is a great entry level power supply. Or if you're looking for a power supply to put in an older desktop build and then upgrade that machine's GPU, that would also work pretty well. In comparison, the Corsair CX430 is about the same price, and the ARC450 is obviously a bit better than that, so this is a fairly good deal. Number 2, you can pick up Crucial Ballistix Sport, 8GB, 24GB sticks of RAM. This is 1866 memory, and it's been discounted to $53. Once again on Newegg. Hopefully you got Newegg Premier. Honestly, if you live in Canada, you just sign up for a Newegg Premier. You're gonna end up saving so much money if you do buy PC components on a regular basis. Otherwise, with this kit of RAM, you'll have to pay $6 shipping, which in my opinion is just ridiculous. $6 shipping for RAM, like come on. But I digress. $53 for 8GB of RAM is pretty solid in Canada, and 8GB of RAM, as I've said so many times, is a great amount to have in any build, whether you're building a $500 machine or building a $1,000 machine, even a $1,500 machine. 8GB of RAM is just so good in pretty much every game that I can recommend it in a wide array of builds. But $53 for 8GB of RAM, not much more to say there, but if you're in the market for RAM, I would suggest picking it up. Finally, number 1, you can pick up the Zotac GeForce GTX 970. This is a 4GB video card or a 3.5GB video card, depending on how you look at it. And on Newegg, you can pick this GPU up for $430, but once again, if you don't have Newegg Premier, you'll be paying $10 shipping and handling. Just sign up for Premier if you're in Canada. So $430 is a decent deal, but you also get a free copy of Tom Clancy's The Division, which, basing off my video yesterday, a lot of you guys seem to be really enjoying that game. So if you do want a free copy of The Division and you're in the market for a new video card, well, this Zotac GeForce GTX 970 isn't a bad option. The 970 is a video card that pretty much everybody knows about. I believe there was a study that showed that the 970 is actually the most popular video card in the world today, which isn't that surprising. It provides great gaming performance at 1080p, and even at 1440p you can do decent gaming. And the fact you're getting a free copy of The Division here makes it a pretty damn good deal. This video card actually also includes an HDMI to VGA dongle. I don't think anybody's ever going to use that, but if you do ever need it, it's included free with this video card. And $430 does sound a bit steep to people in the States, but in Canada, this is a pretty good deal. You're getting a free game, and overall, it's a solid pickup. So that wraps up top 5 PC hardware deals of the week in US and Canada. So thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed the fact that I covered Canada, give this video a thumbs up. If you dislike this video for whatever reason, give it a dislike and comment why. And if you have a request for a future video, also leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.